Albuquerque 60 degrees, 54 in Santa Fe. We're 96.3 News Radio KKOB.
Ho, 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 and happy holidays.
Woof, woof, woof.
Woof, woof, woof. Happy holidays, too.
Meow, meow, meow.
Meow, meow, yes.
All right, we're going to have a good time today, huh?
We are going to have a good time. It's definitely crunch time in terms of the holidays. All of them are happening exactly the same time.
Yeah.
It certainly feels like it. Yeah, even though it's like, it's not so much Christmas in July as July at Christmas this year around with these warm temperatures. It seems kind of weird. But
every day is crunch time, though, when I, put the bowl down for the dog.
Yes.
And she crunches. Loves every bite of it, too.
Crunchy kibble.
She does love her meals.
Yes, she
Can't
does.
we all just get a bowl?
Oh, funny. 2 out of 3 isn't bad.
This is true.
Yeah, that is a Mars Attacks reference for everyone. One of the greatest movies ever made. That's a good holiday movie, don't you think?
No, but Die Hard is.
Die Hard is.
Die Hard is, yes.
Yeah. Alien, that's a good holiday movie.
Yeah, a feel-good movie. Feel-good movie for the family. Ah, yes. Well, let's get back to the topic at hand, because we are Duke City Dog Talk. I'm Lisa from Boofy's Best for Pets. I'm here with Jeff from Boofy's Best for Pets. We are not here with Lindsay from K9 Resorts today. I don't know what he's doing.
He's
Who
enjoying
knows?
the holidays or something.
What is that about? What is that about? I can't remember. Was he taking his dogs with him, though?
Yes, but was he taking his other goodies?
Was he taking them to
yeah,
rehab?
We have no idea. Someone's going to have to go into counseling.
We'll
I
have
don't know
that
what they call
intervention
that
after
for
the
dogs.
It's still kind of an intervention.
Yes.
Yes, but
Hmm?
yeah.
So, that kind of brings up a good point. Sometimes we may accidentally or may intentionally feed our dogs the wrong things for the holidays.
Sometimes we feed ourselves the wrong things for the holidays, or at
yes,
least too much of
get a nice tummy ache.
too much of the right stuff or too much of the wrong stuff. Either one can be a bit of a problem. But yeah, we definitely have a lot of the same sort of hazards going into holiday meals that we had at Thanksgiving. That kind of kicks it all off with fun stuff like, or as they call it, dietary indiscretion. Yeah.
The holidays are a really good time to put a little something extra in the bowl too, though. I mean, I like to do it every day. Every day, Willa gets a variety of different things in her bowl, so it's kind of entertaining. She doesn't know what she's getting in a bite. Well, she probably does because she smells it. She can smell this one's the turkey, this is the pork, this is the white fish. But, the accuracy with the snout and getting into the bowl, I don't think that she can only pick up the one flavor that she's trying to get. I think she's getting a variety of things every bite.
That's really good. Do you typically give her like 3 different protein sources and 3 different things per meal?
Not necessarily.
Like Neapolitan ice cream?
Right. Almost. Not necessarily 3 different protein sources, but often. So, for example, today she had some Honest Kitchen, the duck formula, and that was about a third of her bowl. She had Stella and Chewy whitefish formula baked kibble.
Mm-hmm.
That was a third. And then she had Primal Pronto pork, freeze-dried pork. So it's a pretty meaty breakfast this morning, but also had lots of good fiber from the Honest Kitchen. And that's 3 different. She had 3 different proteins today. That was fun.
That is 3 different proteins, 3 different textures,
Yeah.
Obviously flavors, and 3 different nutritional panels for each of those foods.
Yeah, it was good. I wish I had some. I had a bowl of cereal.
Just one kind, though?
I put blueberries in it.
Well, see-
Any protein in it? Did you add
No,
some chicken to your
No, I did not put any.
to your blueberry cereal?
I did not add any protein into my cereal. Just the protein from the seeds and nuts of the granola, and then some blueberries, oat milk. So that was good for me.
Mm-hmm.
Dogs can eat that too. Dogs are okay not eating meat in every bite.
They'd probably like to, though.
They prefer it.
Yeah.
They prefer the meat.
They are carnivore-leaning
Mhm.
omnivores.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely need that stuff. But it's interesting. You only had one type of cereal in your bowl, but your dog had three types of food.
Yeah.
That's usually the opposite of what pets experience. The poor pets that get like one thing for every meal, every day of their entire life. I mean, how boring is that?
Right. And so this is the holidays. So if you want to sneak a little extra, what are your favorite things for adding? Additions, toppers for food bowls?
Well, this time of year, one thing that's fun is like goat milk. You pretend like you're doing like
Oh, yeah.
eggnog
Mhm.
for your dog or your cat, but you can definitely give a bowl of goat milk.
Mm-hmm.
Fresh
We
squeezed.
have
That brings up an interesting image, but probably not quite for us. We have multiple kinds of goat milk, though. We actually have powdered varieties. We have shelf-stable ones, at least until you open them, and we also have frozen varieties, too. So we have goat milk in very convenient formats.
bone broth.
Bone broth as well. That's another great one to put in there for.
There's two things about, or the thing about those two things. The thing about those two things is actually very important, super important. Hydration,
Yes,
especially here in the desert.
definitely here in the high desert.
Speaking of bone broth, I discovered something at Albertsons and Smith's both. In the freezer section, they keep bones for making broth, and those are perfect to give your dog a treat.
That is awesome. If you're making your own broth, that is awesome. There's
Yes.
there's one thing that I will hazard everyone. I will warn and caution everyone. Don't get a bone broth that's made with onions in it to feed to your pets,
Oh,
especially not dogs.
Or to
So-
me.
yeah, or to Lisa. So, yes, onions can cause a type of anemia in dogs. And
Really?
so we don't want to put onions in the ingredient panel of anything that we're feeding dogs.
Yeah, dogs or cats, either one, it can cause an anemia thing. It breaks down their red blood cells.
There are
Don't-
many things that you can buy in a grocery store that your dogs can eat, like the the chicken doesn't have to be labeled for dogs' consumption. The chickens
You can get a
that
plain
humans
roast
can eat,
chicken
the
and take the
chickens that
skin
dogs
off.
can eat.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can definitely overdo it, but you don't need to find something that says for dogs only on it for your dog to eat. So there, of course, in this we know logically that there's food, and we as organic life forms eat food to provide energy.
And a lot of
So-
us mammals can eat the same thing.
Yes, yes. But
Yes.
now we can't eat 3-day-old roadkill like dogs can. How is that?
Because we have really long digestive tracts.
That stuff sits and
And
ferments.
stuff sits there and ferments and grows and gives off toxins, whereas the dog has a very short digestive tract that's highly acidic, stomach acid that kills off things. Stuff moves straight through, so it doesn't really have time to set up and cause an infection. Unlike us, we're kind of in between like carnivores and cows. We don't have the four stomachs with lots of bacterial input, but we do have quite a bit of bacterial input in terms of what we can break down in our tummies with plant matter and stuff. But yeah, takes a little longer to go through the human digestive tract than the dog or cat digestive tract.
Now dogs are still going to get an upset stomach sometimes.
Yeah, some of them
Digestive
have
issues.
Yeah,
Probably not a systemic illness like humans could get
Yes.
from food poisoning issues.
yeah.
So let's say if we were, what we can talk about after the break? We can talk about what do you do if your dog is having an upset stomach?
Well, let's talk
For the
about that.
holidays.
Yes, those are important things because holidays are stressful and stuff happens. But we'll talk about ways to make things a little safer and more comfortable for your pets after this break. We are here live on Duke City Dog Talk, 96.3 News Radio KKOB. If you want to send us a text or give us a call, ask a question, tell us a fun holiday story, we're here at 505-243-3333. We'll be back in a moment. And we are back here on Duke City Dog Talk with Lisa, me, and Jeff
Wolf.
Wolf from Boofy's Best for Pets. Our co host Lindsay is out in the wilds enjoying the holiday season with his family and probably his dogs.
Probably.
Probably, yes.
Do you think he got any food toppers for his dog's bowl?
I think so because I think we have encouraged him to do that.
And he, I know, I'm going to speak for Lindsay and say, I know that he's a really big fan of enrichment activities for dogs. And putting something new and interesting in the bowl is definitely an enrichment activity.
Well, if you think about it, a dog out in the wild, they're hunting for their food. There's an enrichment process involved with eating. It's not just they sit there and a bowl magically appears at the foot of the kibble tree out in the woods.
Yeah, we have things for that too. We have things to make the whole meal experience a hunting experience.
Yes.
One of your favorite products too.
Oh, snuffle mats?
Snuffle mats.
Yeah, I like
yes.
snuffle mats.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are great.
Did you watch Sesame Street when you were little?
I did. I grew up on Sesame
You
Street.
know that big woolly mammoth thing that they had?
Snuffleupagus.
He was like a giant live snuffle mat, right? Do you think he had food hiding?
He probably had food stuck in his beard from 12 years ago.
Yes. So same concept, everyone. That's a snuffle mat for you. Just hide all the food in all the little pockets of areas.
Pockets and loops and
Yes,
pieces of fabric
and then
and
your dog
stuff.
has to, dig through, sniff, smell, dig, and end up finding the little pieces here and there. That's kind of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I mean, it's engaging. It turns into a dining experience instead of just, sitting there in front of the bowl again. Boring.
I mean, that's kind of like the same experience I have when I'm trying to open my snackables or something. I'm like, darn it, how do I get into that little... I don't eat snackables anymore, but I did way back in the day. And it's the same sort of thing. It's enriching to like open this compartment, open this compartment, open this compartment, build it all together. I mean, they could have just built the whole cracker cheese thing, built them all individually and
have them ready to go,
have them all ready to go.
But you have to assemble them yourself.
Which makes it a lot of fun. It's kind of like a snuffle mat for people. Yeah. That's, I don't know, maybe the idea.
That's a
Enrichment
little bit of a
activities
stretch,
for
but
people's meals
we'll
too.
go for it. We'll go
Yes.
for it.
Yeah. So if you're into that sort of thing, get yourself a snackable for the holidays too. But for sure, food toppers for the dog's bowl are probably my number one favorite thing for adding an enriching experience to your dog's
But
meal experience.
Toppers can be so many different things.
Mhm.
What can a topper be? Because we
Mhm.
throw the word around a lot, but what exactly are we talking about when we use the term food topper for your pets?
Well, that kind of goes to like, how do you feed your dog? How do you feed your cat? How do you feed? And what I like to do, I definitely don't like to feed the same thing forever. That's just... Yes.
Yeah.
Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, I get a little animated for those of you listening, and sometimes I step away from the mic while my hands are flailing around and such too.
Doing a
and it makes it
bomber up
harder.
there.
Yeah. Oh yes. Deliver. Oh, I'm not going to do that one. Let's see. So, gosh.
What is a topper?
We're talking about what is a topper and how do we feed our pets. I like to have a base kibble that works well, that my dog likes to eat. That's a good, nice starter. And that base kibble, I can use that base kibble in every meal and put a different thing on top. And then I pretty much have a good, basis of a meal that my dog has experience digesting and will do a good job with it. And then on top of that, anything that goes on top of that is the food topper. It could be canned food, could be freeze-dried food. That's one of my favorites is the small bite freeze-dried meat products go right on top of the kibble. We have frozen items. We have liquid items, goat milks, bone broths. We have frozen mussels. We have some a squash-based yellow formula. We have green formulas. Add more greens into your pet's diets. We have all sorts of goodies. And pumpkin. Ooh, that's a good topic
That's
we
what
need to talk about too.
Yes. What happens if you get a pet with an upset tummy during the holiday season, which can trying to get to a vet may not necessarily be, necessarily be needed. Sometimes it's just a matter of time for your dog to sit there and look sad for 24 hours because they ate the wrong thing. But there are ways you can provide relief in case you
So my
have a
recommendation, everyone should have either freeze-dried pumpkin, little pouches of pumpkin that's 1 or 2 meals servings, or a can of pumpkin. Just a nice heaping tablespoonful of pumpkin per cup of food usually takes out all digestive issues within about 12 hours or so.
And important to remind people that it is the plain canned pumpkin, not
Not
the
pumpkin
pumpkin
pie
pie.
filling.
As
No,
tasty as that
that'll make
is, you
things
don't.
worse.
Yeah, you don't need
That'll
that
make things
sugar. Just
worse. Yeah.
plain canned pureed pumpkin.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, if you have a big dog, you may use a can up. But if you have a smaller dog, one thing you can do. Here's a helpful tip from Lisa. Pro tip: you can put it into an ice cube tray. Scoops of it in there, and then you can just freeze it. And then if you have a situation, you can just pull it out of the freezer, thaw it out, pop it in their food. So you got something ready to go and you haven't wasted a can of pumpkin. It also makes a really nice treat, especially during the summertime. But you don't even have to, some people will have that on reserve for problems, but some people give it to their pets every single day as a nice way to regulate and keep their digestive tract running smoothly.
We like to refer to pumpkin as the freight train. It's going to go in the time that it's going to take every single time.
Oh,
So you can regulate things, whether you need to speed things up or slow things down.
Yeah.
The pumpkin almost always does the trick.
Yep.
Almost always.
It can go a long ways towards getting a pet over a bad choice in life. If only it was so easy for the rest of us.
We all have choices, but sometimes that whole rotisserie chicken in one sitting while the parents have walked away, sometimes dogs have to do that. Yes, that can be bad for everyone.
Well, it was there. They were
It was
there.
there.
It was going to
It's
happen.
tasty. Yep. Hmm.
But you don't have to go through that. But you could get some nice little pouches of pumpkin to put in your dog's stocking.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What else could go in that dog's stocking as a topper? Because as you said, Christmas is a interesting time to take advantage of bringing some variety to your pet's bowl.
What do you like? What do you like for kitties?
Well, I like for kitties. I've never met a cat who didn't like the little meat tube churro type stick. And, many brands have those now, the little tubes of pureed meat that are really soft and look like push pops.
And
Those
you
are always
can-
great. You can put that on top of
You
do
could
that
just-
for a dog too.
Yeah.
You can freeze them with a popsicle for dogs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
fun.
little trick for summer. Keep that in mind.
But it's fun though when you do it for cats because you can just squeeze it on top of their food bowl, and then they've got some moisture in their food too,
Right.
which is super important for cats. More important for cats than for dogs.
Yes, definitely.
Cats absolutely need to get more moisture into their diet.
So most of them just like to eat it
Yes.
straight out of the tube. And if you have
Yeah,
multiple
and that
cats,
is
everybody can
so
take a
fun.
hit. Take a hit off the tube.
Plus, if you really like making your cat look goofy, just taking the top off of that churu stick, squeezing out a little, and letting them try to lick off the little bits that are coming out of the top, and they make funny faces while they're doing it. It's good entertainment for everyone. The cat loves the treat. We love the faces they make.
Yep, it is. They do make good faces.
Yes, they
the
do.
dogs really like those too. You can
Yeah.
actually do that. Some people I've seen use that as a training aid for good like loose leash walking. Kind of have the dog. You kind of lead the dog with the churu. They get a little
Right.
lick off of it, so it's a little tiny.
They know to stay close.
They know to stay close to get licks off of it.
'Cause
Yes.
there's always good things staying close to the human.
Yes.
That's a good training tip. Training tip, everyone. Training tip. If you
So
want
so
to-
much wisdom coming through today, randomly downloaded from the Akashic Records.
You consulted your special quartz crystals today.
I did.
And they told you feed your dog correctly.
They did. Well, correctly just means variety, which seems counterintuitive, I think, for a
Good
lot
quality,
of pet parents.
good variety, good experience, fun times at the food bowl.
Yeah. Because it can get boring at the food bowl if you're a dog. And again, it's like you sit there, the bowl appears and there's food in it, but dig in, so what? But, You know, a snuffle mat makes it exciting.
Yes.
A slow feeding bowl makes
Slow
it
feed
exciting.
bowls,
Yeah, or
licky
some
mats.
looky mats are great.
Yeah.
Puzzle toys. I mean, that
Puzzle.
kind of takes the snuffle mat to a whole another level.
Yeah.
You know, when they do have to move things around and pull out drawers and remove pieces and
Do
move
you
pieces.
have a dog that can just solve any security that you try to place on anything? You shut cabinet doors, you shut drawers, your dog opens them, you have to put child-proof locks on everything. Your dog still figures out how to get into those. Puzzle toy. Puzzle toy is what they need.
Yeah, especially for dogs that have a lot of dexterity in their paws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the ones with the opposable thumbs.
Yeah, those dogs.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, they're amazing.
Yeah.
But definitely like the smarter dogs that need that intellectual challenge that maybe they don't get if they're, you know, spending time at home.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great way to keep them
Mm-hmm.
engaged and involved and mentally active,
Mm-hmm.
and probably off your computer ordering things online that they shouldn't.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes though you can I don't know, maybe you can have your dog with its opposable thumbs help you build a rocket ship so that you can go to the moon and go on a little ski vacation.
Or not.
There's that book, Electronics for Dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Gromit did it.
Did he?
Wallace and Gromit.
I know.
Yes.
Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit.
And that little creepy penguin. The penguin was creepy.
Yes. That penguin was creepy.
We're going to have a break coming up here soon.
What?
Like right now, even.
Okay.
You're going to have
That's
a break.
a good idea.
Well, we're going to talk about some other gift ideas that aren't necessarily food oriented for your dogs and pets.
Uh-huh.
We'll be talking about that after the break here on Duke City Dog Talk on 96.3 News Radio, KKOB. If you got a question, got a comment, got a funny story, give us a call at 505-243-3333 or send us a text. All right, and we're back on 96.3 News Radio KKOB with the fun times and exciting conversation here on Duke City Dog Talk. I'm Lisa from Boofy's Best for Pets. I'm here with Jeff, also from Boofy's Best for Pets. They let us out for the day. How nice of them.
Good
How
thing.
nice of
Yeah.
them. But here we are. We were talking about holidays, gift ideas. You know, now's a great time to get some food toppers that are great. I mean, those are such easy stocking stuffers, whether it's a pouch or a little can or a cup or a little bag of freeze dried.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, there's other things that are not food, but definitely edible type things. Chews are a great way to, or a great holiday gift.
Bully sticks,
Bully
absolute
sticks.
favorite amongst dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong with a bully stick.
No, or all the other kind of natural chews and different formations, whether it's braids or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
pretzels or rings or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Or this is, some of the body parts are kind of gross, but freeze-dried esophagus. Those are a lot like bully sticks, except they're a little bit thinner.
They're
Little-
definitely gooier.
and they're consumed a lot faster though.
Yes, but let's tell the secret benefit of that, especially for an older dog or a larger dog.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna tell her? Or am I gonna
You tell.
Oh, it's a natural source of chondroitin.
Chondroitin?
Chondroitin, which is joint supportive for joint health.
Conjointin?
Conjointin, yes, chondroitin for jointins. Yeah. So again, that's a multi-purpose. First of all, it gives your dog something to do. It's mentally stimulating, or kind of it's not exactly stimulating. They kind of go off in a happy place when they're chewing. It's very psychologically soothing for a dog to
Yes.
sit there and chew on
Well,
something.
the chewing or the licking. So even like a licking mat for their food,
Mhm.
that can be mentally stimulating as well, because as they're licking the food off of the mat, they get like the different little nubbies and stuff, and
Mhm.
they find that like entertaining and enriching.
But it's it is mentally stimulating or enriching, but it's also a good time waster. It's a good busy time occupier, especially during the holiday seasons, or if you need just a little bit of quiet time to keep your dog occupied. And joint supportive.
There
If
is
it's
there is a slight downside, to the natural chews. They're not calorie free.
They are not calorie
So you
free.
may have to reduce the meal serving size if you're feeding the natural chews.
Yes, we can't perpetuate that myth that if it's a treat, it's 0 calories, either for ourselves or for our pets.
Yes.
But-
does your dog need 2 meals a day?
Well, there are a couple of ways to think about it. I mean, you want your dog to be powered throughout the day.
They need
But
enough calories.
They
during
need
the
enough
day.
calories during the day.
Absolutely.
But, there are some dogs that only want to eat once a day.
Mhm.
If they were out in the wild having to hunt for their meals, they would not be getting 2 squares every single day. It would
No,
be kind of
no.
erratic. They'd be getting whatever it is they happen to be able to snag from the environment. But yeah, the 2 squares is not necessarily a thing.
Now, I personally like having a good schedule. My dog gets fed at scheduled times and has outside breaks at scheduled times, and it's pretty easy to manage that way. And if it's random time for meals, random time for either a small snack or a big snack, you're going to have random outdoor needs as well. So, different people can manage different schedules. I like doing schedules, but my dog likes to have treats too, so she gets treats too.
Do they come on a schedule?
No, but they're also generally what I do for treats are just going to be small bite treats. So you really want a treat? Here you go. Here's a couple little bites, few bites. That's not going to really disrupt the schedule of outdoor activities either.
Hmm.
Yeah, but if you're doing like a big bully braid, for example, and your dog eats the whole thing, that's almost the equivalent of a meal, almost.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, some people actually do a meal replacement where they use like edible type bones, whether it's like turkey necks or
Mhm.
things like that. So you can actually do a meal replacement that way. So you also kind of get the benefit of the chew, both from the psychological perspective, the enrichment perspective, but also the dental health perspective too.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great way to.
Raw or freeze dried or dried proteins also much more easily digested, much more easily assimilated. The nutrients are more assimilated into the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's great to do a meal replacement a couple times a week.
Yes, a lot of people, we get a lot of questions about doing raw diets, and we are definitely in favor. No one's out there cooking it for them. The wolves were not getting cooked food, and they started getting cooked food when they kind of came around to humans. But dogs are digestively and anatomically basically wolves, but just less processed food.
Less processed.
That's a easier way to incorporate it. Some people get kind of scared by the frozen raw bits and pieces, but just less processed, whether it's freeze dried, dehydrated, gently cooked. There are so many ways to reduce the amount of processing that goes into your pet's food, just like goes into your food. Then we get encouraged to remove.
Hmm. Of course, wolves have different nutritional needs besides just the meat of their prey, as do dogs. And the good thing about being intelligent, problem-solving human animals is that we can actually help determine a good feeding protocol for our wolf relatives. So yes, your dog could eat just chicken quarters, but they're not really going to thrive on that. They do need other things. They do need to have, other nutritional components that you get with kibble, with food toppers, with canned foods. So it is good to get a good variety and not just stick to one thing, even if it is super, super tasty chicken parts.
Correct. I mean, if you're just like chicken parts, you may not be getting, your omega-3 content. You need organ meats for some of the more unusual vitamins and minerals. The muscle meat just doesn't provide. So there's definitely ways that you should look to add variety and full nutritional value to your pet's bowl. But we have a question here. Someone wants to know who has pumpkin pouches for dogs. Well, Boofy's has pumpkin pouches for dogs. They're made by Raruva. They have a couple of different sizes of the little pouches, and they have some functional varieties. Not just like the plain pumpkin, but they have a couple that have like some functional components to them as well.
One that has some additional coconut oil. One that has some turmeric in it.
Yep, that's anti-inflammatory. Excellent addition.
Yeah. So those are really good products. They can be added to meals every day, or they can be used in case of emergency.
Yep, they're shelf stable for quite a while, but they're in very convenient pouches that fit nicely in your dog's stocking, your cat's stocking too. In addition to the pureed pouches of pumpkin, we have the canned varieties. Nature's Logic makes that. And then we also have like freeze-dried pumpkin, which is very convenient, the shelf-stable kind. Digging Your Dog makes that we carry. That you can just, it says you can rehydrate it, but it's also very easy to just pop into some wet food or
even just sprinkle on top of your dry food bowl. It's not as fun, but I like making a broth out of it.
Most dogs really like the flavor of pumpkin. But that one's really nice because you can keep that in your cabinet forever and just pull out as needed. So yeah, we got a few different varieties, but yeah, Raruva makes the pouches. Digging Your Dog makes the freeze-dried variety, and then we have the Nature's Logic in the cans. Pumpkin's awesome.
Oh, what about things that are not necessarily edible that are good for chewing on for dogs?
Like your baseboards? Not your baseboards.
Not the baseboards.
Not the baseboards.
Table legs. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we don't like that.
Toys.
Let's
sticks.
talk about toys.
Some dogs do. Well, there's still more to chew on too. Yeah, it's kind of a toy, kind of a chew. Some dogs actually like to chew on wood things, baseboards, kitchen table legs, and we prefer for them not to.
You can get the coffee wood.
Coffee wood.
Coffee
Yes,
wood.
those coffee wood sticks are awesome.
Yeah, those are
Or
nice.
coconut husk. Either one. Those are both really good, interesting things for some dogs to chew on.
Yeah. But
Did
then
they have long lasting? Because my dogs rip through bones. They rip through sticks like they're nothing.
Oh, he's not going to get through a coffee wood stick. It's like 1.5 inch diameter, pretty dense wood. It would be nice to just chew and chew and chew on. And if you have a dog that likes to chew on wood, and there's a lot of dogs that really enjoy that, that's a really good. It's a good chew experience.
Well, we also have like the animal products with the horns and the antlers. Those are very long lasting as well. I don't know if you ever tried like an antler, but they last for quite a while. I mean, some dogs will get through them pretty quickly, but I remember we had a couple of someone who had Bouviers. I mean, they're big dogs, but they aren't like known to be massive chewers, and they'd had their antlers for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean that's not normally going to be the case, but it can last. I mean, every dog's going to be different how aggressive they are, like kind of what kind of shape their teeth are in and everything. But that can be a really long-lasting natural way, and it's also a great source of calcium and phosphorus too from the antlers.
Oh, cool.
And
Now, the
then-
antlers could be challenging for some dogs too.
Yeah,
So
they
some
can.
dogs will, if you get a whole antler, they will give up because they can't do any damage to
That's
it.
the other thing. Some dogs will get frustrated if you give
Mm-hmm.
them something. It's like they may not be interested because they can tell that they can't just rip it all to pieces immediately, and they're like, I'm not going to do that. I want to be able to just rip this up and have the whole house.
Dogs have a
covered in pieces of
natural
things.
need and desire to eviscerate.
They do.
They need to eviscerate their prey sometimes. So I like to start with a split antler. So it's been cut in half down the middle, and so it has the open, softer part, or the softer part open and exposed. And that's a good way for a dog to start with an antler because they can do a lot of damage in that inner dried up marrow part.
Hmm.
And when they learn that they can, get some value out of making progress against the antler, then, if they go through a split antler quickly, then you can get them a whole antler and they'll generally do a pretty good job on that too.
I like the horns, the big buffalo horns.
Mm-hmm.
Those are great because they can actually act. You can use those as a Kong because it's
Put
hollow
treats in
center.
it.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can like put
Put some peanut butter around the edge.
peanut butter in
Mhm.
there, or
Without xylitol. Don't get the sugar-free kind.
don't get the
That's a
sugar-free
no-no.
kind, or don't get the kind that has added salt. Your pets don't need salt
Mm-hmm.
at that level. But yeah, you put peanut butter, you put yogurt in there.
Mhm.
You could put canned food, but those are great. It's kind of a natural Kong. It's
Mhm.
a very strong Kong too, and
Mm-hmm.
then they hold up really well. So that's an idea. Again, it's kind of it could be the chew on its own, but you could also make it a little something interesting and extra by putting stuff in there. So
Mhm.
there are different ways to layer and kind of bring some sophistication to the toys if you put a little thought into it to
Mhm,
make things more challenging for your pets.
You could layer all sorts of things. Make like a whole 7-layer dip chew toy experience for your dog.
You could with some of those, like some of the slow feeder bowls. You
Mhm.
can get very ornate patterns on that,
Mhm,
and it
mhm.
turns into a work of art for your pet. It's like
Mhm.
like in Japan where the parents send their kids to school with these very elaborately designed lunches that are too pretty to eat, and everybody gets like really competitive about it. But you can do that for your dogs, and it's visually pleasing to us as humans, but it also keeps things interesting for the pets. So you could actually do a 7-course meal on one of those little slow feeder bowls.
So here's a interesting problem we get sometimes, which is my small dog does not like to eat anything that I offer when I put down some yucky bland kibble in the bowl.
That's probably because you've been feeding your dog too many human things.
Well, that's one thing. That's one thing. But also, they're small. They can skip meals and not think twice about it. Many of us overfeed our small dogs because we can't figure out that they really don't need to eat that much because they're very small. So they have very small actual nutritional requirements. So if you feed them too much, next meal comes around, they're not really going to be hungry. They'll hold out for something better.
Well, a lot of times we teach them to hold out for something better, which is a topic for maybe another day. But yeah, yes, that often happens.
Pro tip, if you're having to feed your small dog one kibble at a time, then perhaps you should move to a higher value, tastier food meal selection
Well, let's talk about that
after the break.
after the break, because it's time for another break on Duke City Dog Talk on 96.3 News Radio KKOB. Give us a call or send us a text if you have any questions or comments or fun stories. We're at 505-243-3333. All right. Howly days, meowly days. We are talking about them. There's so
Woof,
much going
woof.
on.
All
I
right.
know. Holiday season. Tomorrow is winter solstice.
Uh-huh.
Monday is the end of Hanukkah.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday is the most sacred holiday of all, Festivus.
Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Indeed.
Then we have Christmas Eve.
I've
Christmas
got a lot
Day.
of problems to.
I know.
I forget the quote. Sorry.
Yeah, I got a lot of problems with you people. Yeah. But we'll be open at Boofy's. The only day of the year that we're closed at Boofy's is all day is Christmas. We will not be open on Thursday for Christmas Day, but we will be open regular hours, 10 to 7.
Close early Christmas
We
Eve.
close at 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve, so we'll be open 10 to 6 on Christmas Eve, close Christmas Day. But Festivus will be there all day. We'll probably have some big sales going on as we're like airing our grievances and participating in feats of strength. But it's a great time to come out and get those last minute holiday gifts because you do not want to forget your pets. That is unforgivable.
They'll know.
Krampus will find you for that. I will find you for that.
Feats of strength. Are you going to be having customers unload the pallets of the 40-pound bags
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they'll be carrying like, pallets worth of cat litter and big bags
Nice.
of dog food. So, yeah, that's what we make you do. But if you have any grievances to air about the universe, we'll give you a forum for that. Your pet may have some problems too, especially if you don't get your pet something fun for the holiday of your
That's right.
choosing.
I'm going to be stopping off and picking up one of those antlers.
You
well,
should.
2 of the antlers because I got the 2 dogs. I don't want them fighting over it.
Yeah, they work really well. I mean, that's
Antlers or horns. Horns are really good too. I think your dogs will do well with the horns too.
Trumpet, okay? Trombone?
Yes, a trombone.
It's
Trombone.
the horn section.
trouble.
Wow.
But we have a section. Well, we have a question about chews. All right, and I'm going to read it. Customer texted us. It says, "I have a question about rawhide." Yes, my
roll in.
rawhide. It says my dog does seem to chew through the other types of bones so quickly. So I want to know if I can still give my dog rawhide bones without having it build up in his stomach.
The short answer to that is no. The longer answer is no. But let's talk about rawhides. What is a rawhide?
Quickly.
Quickly. Okay. So what is a rawhide? Well, in short, it's the skin of the cow, but there are multiple layers to the skin of the cow, and there's some that are more digestible and some that are less digestible. But how does a rawhide become a rawhide for a dog treat? Well, when cows are processed, which is kind of a gross way to think of animals, but when cows are being processed, those hides are usually chemically treated. And then they can be like turned into a sludgy, mushy stuff and pressed into a bone. And so what you have is something that is no longer edible material. It's pressed into a bone. It's a hard bone style treat. And your dog can chew on it and perhaps can eat some of it. And it's not going to be very digestible. And so it may not pass very well.
It may
And-
bind up in the tummy and cause a major issue.
Yeah. And then there's the kind that are not the hard pressed rawhides. They're the kinds that are like shapes of bones or circles or, all sorts of different things, but they're still like white. They've been bleached and treated with gross chemicals. I don't really like those either. And then there are some that are a little bit more natural, and especially the ones that have had that top layer removed, and so they're collagen chews. So below that top layer of the hide is like a very nutritious part of the hide, which is the collagen layer. The collagen layer chews are much easier to digest. They don't have a tendency to bundle
gummy
up
and
or
bind
get
up.
gummy.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're still going to be good, longer lasting chews. So there's definitely grades to rawhide. You don't want to get the kind that are treated with gross chemicals. You don't want to get the kind that are super tightly pressed together because those can cause digestive problems. Of course, in moderation and keeping an eye on your dog and how they chew, you can prevent the worst sorts of things from happening.
Yeah, we do have some products that look like they're rawhide type things, and they are kind of collagen based. They're not long lasting chews, but these are actually made by companies that are producing them with pets in mind, and they're processed safely with food safe ingredients. A lot of the ones that end up in the compressed raw hides and the shapes and things that bind up, those are it's
They're
kind of
just
a cast off
discards from other processing.
that have already been through like some chemically
Unnatural.
unnatural. Yes, that's the
Yes.
word I was looking for. Unnatural processes that you wouldn't necessarily want your pets ingesting. So there definitely are some chews, but for pets that chew through a lot of things, look for coffee wood. Like the horns are great. The antlers are wonderful. So there definitely are some things,
Some bones,
some bones too, whether the long recreational marrow bones or even things like knuckle bones.
but definitely ones that have been cooked or processed correctly so that they're safe for dogs to consume.
And
Like
they're
you
not
don't
going
want
to
to
splinter.
you don't want to feed like the chicken bones or the turkey bones after you've cooked something, because we as humans for ourselves cook things too fast at too high temperature, and then those bones become brittle and they break and splinter. We don't want that to happen.
No, not at the holiday season, not ever. And the music is coming up and telling us that our pre-holiday time with you is about to end here
Oh,
on Duke City
no.
Dog Talk.
So
Yes.
next time that we talk, it will be after Festivus.
It'll be after Festivus and after Christmas and Boxing Day and Hanukkah and Winter Solstice. So we'll see you next Saturday on Duke City Dog Talk, 96.3 News Radio, KKOB. And we're Boofy's Best for Pets, boofysbest.com. We'll see you and happy holidays.
Woof woof.
Woof.